Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty bold. A source that makes this, well, almost outrageous promise.
Yeah.
It's the science of getting rich. Calls itself a practical manual, not a treatise upon theories.
Hmm.
And its core idea, that getting rich is, and I'm quoting here, an exact science like algebra or arithmetic.
That phrase, exact science, that really sets the tone, doesn't it? It's the whole mission statement.
Right.
The author's aiming this squarely at people who want results. Like, now.
And they want you to just take the core ideas on faith.
Pretty much. Take the fundamental statements as given, and then the proof is in the pudding, basically. You prove them by acting on them.
So if you follow these laws, the book claims wealth comes with mathematical certainty.
Mathematical certainty. That's the promise.
Okay, so our job today, our mission, is to unpack these specific laws. What exactly are they claiming guarantees success?
Yeah, what are those fundamental statements, and why this insistence on, faith up front?
It's very results-driven.
Totally. Don't get bogged down in theory, just apply the formula. See what happens.
All right, let's start where the book starts, which is, surprisingly maybe, a moral argument. Why even bother getting rich?
Yeah.
Chapter 1 says poverty actually stops you from living a complete life.
It really flips common thinking, doesn't it? The source argues that to really unfold your soul, develop your talents, you need things, lots of things.
Things to use.
Exactly. And in our world, having things to use takes money. Simple as that.
So it links wealth directly to what it calls the inalienable right of everything to reach its full potential.
Fullest development possible, yeah. So wanting wealth isn't greed.
It's necessary for self-actualization. That's the frame.
And it goes further. It says if you can use and enjoy more, but you settle for less, that's actually sinful.
Oh, okay. Sinful. That's strong.
Very. Because the desire for riches is framed as the desire for a richer, fuller life, abundant life. And therefore, it's praiseworthy.
Praiseworthy, okay. And it breaks down life into 3 motives.
Right. We live for the body, the mind, and the soul. And crucially, none is better or holier than the others. They're all equally important.
So you can't just focus on, say, the spiritual and neglect the physical or mental.
Nope. Full expression needs all 3. And guess what?
Yeah.
All 3 need money.
Okay, lay it out. The body.
Needs good food, rest, recreation, freedom from just crushing toil. That takes resources.
The mind.
Needs books, travel, art, stimulating company. Again, money helps. A lot. And the soul. The source says the soul needs love, and love expresses itself best through giving.
And you can't give much if you have nothing.
Exactly. Hard to uplift others if you're struggling yourself. So the conclusion is pretty radical.
Yeah.
The greatest service you can do for humanity
Is to make the most of yourself.
which includes getting rich.
Yeah.
It frames it as your highest moral duty,
Wow. Okay, so that's the why, a moral imperative almost, which brings us to the how.
the practical part.
Right. How do we actually do this? The book insists it's not mainly about your environment or talent or even saving money.
No, it dismisses those pretty quickly. It says rich and poor live side by side, talented people stay poor, untalented get rich.
So what is it then?
It's about doing things in a certain way. That specific phrase comes up again and again.
A certain way. Okay, and understanding that way means we need to get into the metaphysics, the foundation.
Yeah, this is where it gets a bit abstract, but it's central. It's based on the monistic theory of the universe.
Monistic theory. Can you break that down simply? Because if the whole science relies on it,
Okay, basically, monism means one is all, and all is one.
everything is connected.
More than connected. Everything is made from one single thing. One underlying original substance, or formless stuff, as the book calls it.
Rocks, trees, money. It's all the same stuff underneath.
According to this, yes. But here's the key twist. This formless stuff isn't dead matter.
It's intelligent.
Intelligent, yes.
Yeah.
And it thinks. That's the absolute core concept.
So the universe itself is thinking.
In creating, it's described as being alive with creative energy, constantly producing more forms.
Okay, if it's constantly creating, that leads to the idea about supply.
Exactly. The source says there's no shortage of riches. The visible supply is huge, practically inexhaustible. But the invisible supply, the formless stuff itself.
Truly inexhaustible.
Right. Because it can always create more.
Yeah.
No lack. No limitation in the substance itself.
All right, infinite supply, intelligent substance. How does a person like me tap into that? How do we get it to make what we want?
Ah, that brings us to the power of thought. the first principle of this science.
Thought.
Thought is presented as the only power that can take an idea and impress it on the formless stuff to make it take physical form.
So if the substance thinks of a shape, that shape appears.
That's the idea. And humans, we are thinking centers. We can have original thought.
Not just reacting, but creating new ideas.
Yes. And if we hold a clear thought, a mental image, and impress it onto this thinking substance.
It causes the thing we're thinking about to be created.
Yeah.
Form.
Precisely. Which is why those three fundamental statements are presented as non-negotiable. You just have to accept them.
Let's recap those quickly. 1.
There's a thinking stuff all things are made from.
2.
A thought held in this substance produces the thing imaged by the thought.
And 3.
We, as humans, can impress our thoughts onto it and cause things to be created.
Okay. Accept those on faith. But then the book immediately says that learning to think this way, the certain way, is the hardest work in the world. Why is just thinking so tough?
Because it demands you think truth regardless of appearances.
Meaning?
Meaning your current reality, the appearances might be debt, lack, struggle.
Right. Yep.
Right. But the truth, according to this science, is the infinite, abundant thinking substance. So you have to hold the thought of wealth, abundance, success, even when everything you see screams the opposite.
Okay. That would take immense mental discipline, like constantly overriding your senses.
Exactly. Sustained effort, which leads right into the required mental attitude. Gratitude.
Gratitude. Why gratitude specifically? How does that connect us to this substance?
The book frames gratitude as the bridge. The soul that is always grateful lives in closer touch with God, or the formless stuff, in this context.
So it aligns you with it.
It keeps your mind fixed on the positive, on the source, on abundance. And crucially, it stops you from falling into what it calls competitive thought.
Competitive thought, what's that?
That's thinking the supply is limited.
Yeah.
That you have to fight for your share, that if you gain, someone else must lose.
The scarcity mindset.
Precisely. The source argues that's an error. Thinking competitively puts you out of sync with the creative, abundant nature of the universe. Gratitude forces you to assume abundance. It reinforces creation over competition.
Okay, so maintain gratitude, assume abundance. What's next in the process?
The mental picture, this is huge in the book,
Visualization.
but very specific. It's not just vaguely wanting to be rich. You must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want.
Like the actual house, the car, the bank balance.
Exactly. See it, feel it, as if they were actually around you all the time. Like mental ownership before it physically appears.
And hold this picture with, what was it, purpose and faith.
Unwavering faith and definite purpose. The book is incredibly strict here. If doubt creeps in.
Cast it aside as a sin. I remember that phrase. It's pretty intense.
Extremely. Why call doubt a sin?
Yeah, why such a heavy moral judgment?
Because in this system, doubt is actively destructive. It sends a negative impression to the formless substance. It's like static on the line.
So worrying, fearing, doubting, it cancels out the positive thought.
It neutralizes the creative movement you started.
Right.
You have to use your willpower to just maintain the vision and the absolute faith that it is coming. No wavering.
Okay, that covers the mental side.
Right.
Faith, purpose, gratitude, the clear image. But you don't just sit and think, right? The book says the gold won't just come rolling along the roads.
Yeah, good quote. No, action is essential. Thought provides the push, the direction.
But you have to act.
You have to act. But, and this is critical, how you use your will in relation to action is very specific.
How so?
You only use your will on yourself.
Just on me.
Yes. To compel yourself to think the right thoughts, hold the vision, maintain the faith, and do the right actions. Using your will to force things externally, like trying to mentally compel someone to buy from you or manipulating situations.
That's a no-no.
Strictly forbidden, called robbery or wrong. The will is purely for self-discipline, internal control.
Got it. So the action itself, what kind of action?
Immediate action. You must act now.
Not wait for conditions to be perfect?
No. Act upon the people and things in your present environment, right here, right now. Don't postpone waiting for the right business or the right town. Act now to create the change you want.
Okay, act now, and the quality of that action matters.
Immensely. Success, it says, comes from successful days, accumulating them.
And a successful day isn't just being busy.
Not at all. It's about the efficiency of each separate action. You need to do everything you can do that day, each day, but without rushing or burning out.
So it's about focused effectiveness.
Yes. And the secret to making every single act efficient is to pour the whole power of your faith and purpose into it while you're doing it.
So even if I'm just like filing papers.
If filing papers is what needs doing now as part of your path, you file those papers with the full conviction that this specific act is moving you towards your goal, total presence and intention.
An efficient action is one done with that complete mental alignment. An inefficient action is doing something half-heartedly, distracted.
Exactly. Or acting without that purpose of increase, maybe acting from fear or doubt. That wastes energy, mentally and physically. This demands focus, real focus.
Seems very individualistic. How does it handle interacting with other people, like in business?
There's a very clear ethic for that, the non-competitive ethic.
Okay. What's the rule?
You must always give every person more in use value than you take from them in cash value.
More use value than cash value. Explain that.
It means whatever you provide your service, your product, it has to genuinely improve the buyer's life in a way that's worth more to them than the money they paid you. You have to add real value, advance their life.
So no ripoffs, no shady deals.
Absolutely not. The book says if you're in a business that beats people, that doesn't truly add value, you have to get out immediately.
The goal is creator, not competitor.
Exactly. Structure things so that when you get what you want, every other man will have more than he has now. It's about mutual benefit, driven by your creative advance.
And this connects to conveying the impression of increase.
Yes, that's vital in all interactions. People are instinctively drawn to growth, to more life. So you need to project that.
How?
Through your confidence, your attitude, the quality of your work, your dealings, people should sense that you're on an upward path, an advancing man or woman, and that associating with you or your business will bring them increase too. It's magnetic.
Okay, let's talk about some of the maybe more controversial advice. Specifically around poverty, the instructions are quite stark.
They are. You're told to use your willpower to keep your mind off the subject of poverty altogether.
Don't even think about it.
Don't dwell on it. The argument is you don't help the poor by focusing on their misery or studying poverty.
How do you help them then, according to this?
By becoming the example, by getting rich yourself using this science. That demonstrates the cure. Poverty is only eliminated, it claims, by increasing the number of people successfully practicing these principles.
And it specifically dismisses traditional charity.
It says conventional charity only tends to perpetuate the wretchedness. Harsh, but that's the stance. You're advised to see poor people not with pity, but as individuals who are capable of becoming rich, who just haven't started thinking and acting in a certain way yet.
Why such a rigid mental boundary? Why ignore poverty?
It all comes back to protecting the creative thought. Focusing on lack, on poverty, creates the form of poverty in your own mind. That introduces doubt, competitive thought, scarcity thinking.
Which disrupts the connection to the abundant substance.
Exactly. You have to maintain that unwavering image of abundance, success, wholeness for yourself and potentially for others you want to help rise.
And this financial success is framed as the key to everything else. Health, happiness.
Yes. The book argues that things like health, moral and spiritual greatness, even domestic happiness, are much harder, if not impossible, without being free from financial worry. So getting rich becomes the noblest aim because it unlocks the potential for everything else.
Finally, there's that really strict advice about learning. It's quite dogmatic.
Extremely. The book flat out claims it contains the entire science. All you need.
And it warns you not to read other stuff.
Explicitly. Don't read other books on metaphysics, wealth creation. Don't dabble in theosophy, spiritualism, or kindred studies.
Wow. Why so restrictive? Seems counterintuitive to limit learning.
The rationale given is that mixing systems breeds confusion. It introduces conflicting ideas, which leads to doubt and uncertainty. And doubt.
Oh, will surely bring your hopes to shipwreck.
Yeah.
It demands absolute singular focus on this specific method, no deviation.
It's a closed system, essentially. Follow these steps precisely, accept the premises without question, and you'll get the guaranteed result.
Okay, so if we boil down the whole cycle, it's incredibly demanding, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Believe in this universal thinking substance. Form a crystal clear mental image of what you want. Hold it with unwavering purpose and faith.
Banish all doubt.
Act now in your current situation, making every single action efficient by pouring your full intention into it.
Every action, every day.
And in all your dealings, always give more value than you receive in cash, constantly conveying that sense of increase.
That's the formula laid out for you, the listener, the learner. It's a highly structured, very specific, and philosophically radical instruction manual for achieving wealth,
It really merges intense mental discipline with very specific, intentional action.
Total alignment required.
You know, what really strikes me is how it completely flips conventional ethics on its head. This idea that your highest personal achievement, getting rich, is also presented as your highest moral duty to others.
Yeah, that line, you can serve God and man in no more effective way than by getting rich.
Yeah.
That's challenging for many traditional viewpoints.
Right. Especially if you've been raised to think about altruism, maybe sacrifice as the higher virtues, and wealth accumulation as inherently selfish. This says the opposite.
It reframes wealth creation as the ultimate act of self-development, which in turn supposedly uplifts everyone.
So here's something to think about. How does your perspective on your daily work, your goals, maybe even your definition of service, how does it shift if you seriously consider this idea? If wealth acquisition isn't just personal gain, but potentially your most significant contribution, your highest duty, what does that mean for how you approach your day tomorrow?
Definitely something to mull over.
Mull that over until our next deep dive.